This short tutorial will take you through paying tuition for the eduCATE Wisconsin program you are enrolled in. Tuition is payable to eduCATE Wisconsin, not to St. Mary's University of Minnesota. Tuition due dates are always the 15th of the second month of the semester. If your tuition is not paid in time, you will be assessed a late fee. If you're expecting financial aid and have not received it by the tuition due date, it is your responsibility to pay your tuition and then pay yourself back once you receive your financial aid disbursement. If your district is paying your tuition, please submit a check request to the appropriate person in your district well in advance so that it can be processed and eduCATE Wisconsin receives your tuition payment by the due date. If you have applied for financial aid from St. Mary's University of Minnesota, information regarding the status of your award and disbursement will be emailed to your St. Mary's University of Minnesota email account. If you are relying on financial aid to make your tuition payment, be sure to stay in constant contact with St. Mary's University of Minnesota. Check your St. Mary's University of Minnesota email account daily until you've received your financial aid email notification. Please read this email. You will need to take steps to secure the funding. When the financial aid is awarded from St. Mary's University of Minnesota, the student is issued a check directly from the university and must in turn pay eduCATE Wisconsin for tuition in order to remain in good standings in the program. Tuition is due on time to eduCATE Wisconsin regardless of financial aid status. Please do not wait until the tuition due date to find out your disbursement status. A late fee will be assessed if tuition is not paid in full by the due date, regardless of financial aid status. If tuition and any late fee is not paid in full within 10 calendar days of the due date, you will be dropped from the program. If you have questions about financial aid, please contact Student Central at St. Mary's University of Minnesota, Student Central at smumn.edu. Their phone number 612-238-4566. Your invoices will be sent to the email address that you entered in your eduCATE Wisconsin student profile. Search for an email from QuickBooks at notification.intuit.com. Please reference your junk or spam folder if you're unable to locate the email in your inbox. Find the email with the invoice for the current semester. Make note of the due date so that the correct invoice is paid. Once you locate the invoice that you want to pay, you can click the Review and Pay button in the email, or you can mail a check to the eduCATE Wisconsin office. Our address is 1482 St. Croix Avenue, Suite number 2, New Richmond, Wisconsin, 54017. If you are mailing a check, please be sure to mail it early so that it is received in the office by the due date. Tuition not paid on time will be assessed a late fee. When you click on the link in the email, it will open the invoice in your browser. Select your method of payment and enter the required account information. If the pre-populated payment amount is not the amount that you want to pay, you can clear that amount by highlighting it, delete it, and replace it with the correct amount to pay. Please double check that your card number and other information is correct before clicking the green Pay button. Once you click the Pay button, you'll receive a confirmation prompt that you can print as a receipt. If you do not receive this prompt, your payment did not go through. Please note, payments may take up to 10 business days to show up in your eduCATE Wisconsin student dashboard. If you received the receipt from Intuit, rest assured that your payment has gone through. If your payment does not go through, and it's stating that your credit card is invalid or your credit card is being declined, it's rarely because the Intuit site is not working. The main reason this happens is that the transaction amount exceeds the daily purchase limit of the card holder. Solution would be to call your bank and request that your daily purchase limit be extended for this transaction, or to make smaller payments over several days. Another reason this could happen is that the transaction amount exceeds the single transaction amount limit of the cardholder. You can again make multiple smaller payments on the invoice or make smaller payments over several days. To avoid possible issues, You could call your bank ahead of time and let them know that you'll be making a payment to eduCATE Wisconsin for the amount of your tuition. If you're using a debit card to pay your tuition and the card is declined, it may be that the transaction amount exceeds available funds in your account. Please call the bank and transfer money or use a different card that has the funds available. Another reason your card may be declined is if it's put on fraud alert. The solution would be to call the bank and let them know that the transaction is valid. You may also have entered an incorrect card number or other information causing your card to be declined. Make sure you have the correct card and billing information and update any necessary information. If you're using a gift card, you must include your full name rather than writing guest or leaving the name on the card field blank. Thank you for paying your tuition on time.